Your bequest came as something of a surprise to you, I understand.
Yes. Yes, it did, rather.
It was so unexpected. And having seen... Well, it was hardly what either of us imagined Grandfather might have left us.
A piece of jewelry, I believe, and quite magnificent by all accounts. You did remember to bring it with you, I hope?
Yes, of course.
You don't find it too warm in here, how?
No, this is fine.
Ah, it's exquisite. What do you intend doing with it, may I ask?
We're not sure yet, but first we thought we'd take it back to England. Have it properly valued.
Of course. But should you not wish to go to all that trouble, I should be very happy to buy it from you. And at a price which, frankly, I think you'd have great difficulty matching elsewhere.
Well, that's very kind of you, Mr. Rousseau. But I really think that we ought to...
Get an independent appraisal. I quite understand. And I don't imagine you'll have much difficulty in obtaining the necessary permission to take it out of the country. But should that be the case, please let me know. I have some influence. Now you know what I meant when I suggested I might be of some help. And I only ask that if and when you do dispose of it, you bear my interest in mind.
Yes. Yes, of course. We'll remember that.
And you have absolutely no idea where he found it?
Not a clue. On a beach somewhere, maybe.
Such a fascinating man, your grandfather. A true individualist, a really free spirit. Believe it or not, I find his philosophy most attractive. I should be very interested to read any papers that he may have left. A diary, perhaps?
Are you thinking of writing his biography, are you, Rousseau?
I'm not aware that I'd extended an invitation to you, McBride.
Well, you weren't likely to, were you? Well, what persuaded you two to come, then?
Well, we thought as Mr. Rousseau and Grandad were such good friends that...
Is that what he told you? That they were good friends? Well, why did you have Happy thrown into jail once? Sorry. Didn't you tell him about that, then?
It was for his own good. He was... Well, he had too much to drink. He might have harmed himself.
I'll tell the truth. Because he pissed on the side of your car. Something I've often been tempted to do myself. Look, your grandfather had about as much regard for this gentleman as he did for scorpions and centipedes. What's he after? The cross?
I've made no secret of the fact that I was interested in buying it.
That's what makes him so endearing. He wants to own everything.
Believe me, that's not the principal reason why I asked you both here.
Oh, what was the principal reason, then? It certainly wasn't so you could have a cozy chat about all the good times you shared with Happy Day. Look, this is the last place your grandfather would have wanted you to come. It's up to you, of course. But my advice is come away. Now.
Well, let's get changed and talk about it later, shall we? It's been very kind of you, Mr. Rousseau.
Yes. I suppose we did ought to be going.
You're an idiot, McBride. If you leave here now, you'll be an even greater idiot. You don't know what they've got there. It is part of Labuse's treasure.
Labuse's treasure?
What does he mean?
He's talking about a treasure that was taken off a ship back in the 1700s. Legend has it it's buried in the Seychelles somewhere.
Who is Labuse?
A pirate. Labuse. The buzzard. His real name was Levasseur.
Your ancestor.
Your ancestor?
Certainly, almost certainly. And so I have a right to anything that was once his.
I think the government would say they had a better one.
Undoubtedly, but if they didn't know we had found it, they'd have some difficulty in exercising that right, would they not? Just think of it. A vast fortune in priceless ornament, precious stone, gold and silver coin. And now at last, a piece of that treasure has turned up. I assure you, that cross was aboard La Vierge du Cap when Lavasseur seized it in 1721.
How do you know that?
I'll show you. The treasure was on its way to Portugal from Goa. Long before it was loaded aboard the ship, a monk named Azevedo was instructed to make an inventory of it. This is one of only 3 copies of that inventory that still exist. For years, I've studied it. I know every item on it. I recognized it immediately.
It matches exactly.
And that is only one small item on the inventory. The treasure was enormous.
Well, at least now you know what you're looking for.
Why didn't Grandfather tell us where to find it?
He left no papers at all.
Just a letter, and that doesn't help.
Or maybe you didn't want to make it too